Oh no, oh no, oh no. I've only gone and done it again, haven't I? Gone out and bought another car. But when I say me, I mean us. Well, it's me who's physically gone to do it. It's me who's physically turned up here, paid the money, drunk the cup of tea, and did the handshake. But it is still a company car. And this particular company car is about to have its first motorway trip in about 15 years. Not that I'm worried about it, this is a good, solid car. I've got a name for it straight away. It's going to be called Johnny, as in Johnny Crook. Johnny Crook. This car was supposed to have been bought by a man called Johnny Crook, who happens to have the same name as this car. What a coincidence. Driving along the M6 at 60 miles per hour, lovely and smooth, lovely and straight. Yes, it's a nice car. It's not a huge trip out. In fact, it's only Lancaster, so I should be back in an hour. And this car has been supplied by a man called David of Team Hairy Snid Racing in Lancaster land, who I'm very grateful for actually giving me the first, well, I'd say second refusal on this, because originally Johnny was going to be having it, but he didn't sell his own car in time, and this had to go. This, I am hoping, is going to be the flip, as it were, that we've been after. There's very little that needs to be done on it. It needs the window regulator. I'll do that. I'll do a video on that tomorrow. I'll do a video on that one tomorrow before Bolty turns up and interrupts everything. But yes, I'm very pleased with this purchase. It isn't perfect. It's not a perfect car. It has a couple of little dents here and there, which often you get with a car that is on its 23rd year. Gosh, they've got old quickly, haven't they? As everything else has as well. That's the trouble. 2001 was now a very long time ago, whereas at the time it felt like, well, present. Anyway, should I shut up with the nonsense and just tell you about the car for a minute? Alright, I will. It's got a quarter of a tank of fuel because I put that in it. It's got a saggy headlining because it's a Rover, and it's got a 1.4K series because it's a Rover. It's a Rover 25, if you haven't gathered that already by the interior. Because it's a Rover 25, it passed its MOT without really any issue. This car was originally offered to me a good 6 months back. Can't remember exactly, but somebody sent me a link. I think even the chap himself might have even spoken to me about it, but I couldn't take it on. However, David thought, well, I'm going to go and have a look at this because it looks like a decent car. So he chose to go over and have a look, and he said to me, look, I haven't really got room for it, so if it's any good, do you want it? I'll bring it down for you. And I just said, I can't, I didn't have room. I didn't have the money, I didn't have the room. And since then, of course, there's been a bit of a clear up, and a bit of a clear up with finances, because now I have a banker who does, money where I can't. So the situation's very different. But David took it on, found it to be a really good solid car, needed brake lines, I think, for its MOT, did the brake lines, give it a jolly good servicing and a clean up. And here we have it, ready to go. Currently 18.5 miles into the journey back. I'll tell you what it's like in 10 miles. Exactly 10 miles there. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did, and that's the point, isn't it? Did I enjoy those 10 miles? Yes, I did. The car is perfectly good. But what will it be like after another 10 miles? There we go, another 10 happy miles as we pass Rivington Pike, M61. What can I tell you? Well, it's a Rover 25, so it's a bit like a tin of cat food. It's basically, you know exactly what you're going to get. It's a smallish car. They always drive the same. They always drive really well, and it's joyous. The look on your cat's face when you open up that tin of food. That's the kind of face you have when you drive one of these, and that's why probably Although they're a newer car than, say, the 600 or the 800, more people want them. They're not as classic, but they give that classic driving experience that everybody wants. It may be niche, but it's not as niche as it could be. Speaking of cats, I mean, we don't generally associate them with smiling or looking happy. What about the Cheshire Cat? You know, the Cheshire Cat, the happy, big, smiley face. How happy and smiley does that look when you open up a fresh tin of cat food and then promise the cat that you're going to take him to see Russ Abbott at the Emporium later on tonight? Oh, so the point I was trying to make before I got distracted by cat food and Russ Abbott was that I'm still enjoying this drive. I was expecting to do, but there's still nearly a quarter of a tank left. The heat is still properly coming out of the vents, and you know, I've not got a massive journey back. Well, how much further have I got though? I don't even know at this point on the M61. West Alton, 44 miles gone. I was thinking of doing a bit more time lapse then and give myself time to think of something different than the cats to talk about in relation to the Rover 25, but then I remembered something. I mentioned the other day to one of my girls that would it be fun to have a great big cat face painted on the bonnet of a car? You know, like the Americans did with their Trans Ams, but they had eagles. But in this country, we should just have a nice domesticated cat, and it would have the same credibility. Can't really do it with this one because this one's going to be for sale. But how about Fred the Shed? Yeah. Fred the Shed with a cat face. Fred the Shed with a cat face. Fred the Shed with a cat face on it. Yeah. Oh, Johnny Crook, you're doing such a good job here. By the way, the clock works as well. Just getting onto the M60 now, so really not too far off, and all is well. There's a queue after the junction, a delay of 5 minutes apparently. Oh, fair enough, yeah, it's going the other way. Never mind. I do enjoy a day like this. A lovely, crisp, clear day. It's like spring is here already, and it's cold. I don't like that bit though. So here we have it. The car named Johnny Crook, after the man that wanted to buy it but couldn't. Look closely and you can see it's a 51 plate. Yeah, 51 plate, that means pre-project drive. Only just about though. Look, no badge on there. Doesn't have the badge, but it does have the carpet and the soft feel dash with the pretend wood bit in the middle. This car is solid. I mean properly solid. There is no issue at all with rot, but it does have a couple of ripply dents like that there. The occasional scratch like that there. Another small dent just there. Tiny bit of ripple on the roof. And this all looks fine. Tiniest bit there. Nothing to speak of really down this side. Another tiny one there, and then another one just there. Well, that's not so bad. I can try and pull that one out actually. Looks pretty good though for a car of this age. In the boot we find a regulator for the one that's broken, and a dry carpet, and I believe a spare wheel. Leather seats, as you can see. It's got the old style gear knob, which is unusual. No stereo, we'll have to do something about that. And then all 4 buttons present. When I say 4, what I actually mean is 5. 58,500 miles. And an exceptionally quiet K-Series 1.4 engine. Very impressive. And now what I'm about to do is just take it home, because it's already getting reasonably late and hungry. I had to wait ages. Oh, there we go. Don't blame you, really. I had to wait ages to get out of the yard then, only to be held up by somebody doing 30 miles per hour down a 50 limit. That is the end of this particular video, so I would like to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for all of the positivity sent towards my videos. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.